but I heard a lot of things coming from our commander. Okay, and this is my take on what he said. There is a war, okay, a war against evil right now. There's a war against communism. He's declared it, and it's anything that is wrapped up or tied to, or even remotely tied to communism by proxy, third or fourth generation, whatever, how they're doing it, and they want to have any shred of sympathy for the communist movement is under full attack by the righteous movement. We're putting God, as what I see, back in the White House. We are asking and inviting God back into the North America. And this goes everywhere, okay? This is what I'm seeing. You have to make declaration, a formal declaration, in order for things to happen. So you have to formally address the nation for these things. Everybody that is sitting there looking for the money and all this other stuff, that's all is all happening behind the scenes, and it's going to be done covertly. So you're never going to get any type of announcement coming out, because half the world is divided. Half the world is evil. They're Nephilim possessed. They'll never bow to God. They'll never put God in their heart. Although he's there for doing everything and bringing everything back into perspective. He's healing the land that we live on. And this is why you're seeing such major catastrophes going around the world. Is everybody with me so far? The last 10 years has been revealed. Everything has been being revealed to you. And, people, the righteous, are freaking out, and they're, worried about how they're going to get out of this, what it's going to happen to their family, what's going to happen to their country. It's all coming apart. It all has to come down. Everything. As I've been maintaining for many, many years. If you do not drop to your knee and ask for forgiveness, like I've always maintained, you are on the other side. You will never submit, and millions are going to die. Millions will die. Because this isn't about one man in the White House trying to take on the whole establishment. Because the whole establishment is Nephilim possessed. Okay? God will intervene. How you doing, Gloria, from North Carolina? Yeah. Hello from the Netherlands. GM from Alabama. Ireland is in the house. Thank you. I didn't catch your name. Well, that's good. You can love whoever you want, and but that's you're declaring your position in this reality, which is fine. There's no threat. If you love Obama, you love Biden, whatever, it's no threat to me, and we allow you to state your opinion, right? But you're wrong. How you doing, Flash? How you doing, Kuro? Ohayo gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. Capital letters, please. Thank you very much. That's great. Hey, Ames. A lot of happening, yeah, but we cannot see it yet. I know. You cannot see it, but it's happening behind the scenes. And this is where faith has to come in. Okay? It's like we have to have faith in what is about to happen, because this show is about to start. You think, like, we're in it right now. We're in it. Everybody has basically on this planet has taken their position. You're either with, Jesus Christ, Son of God, and you follow his righteous ways, or you're a Nephilim possessed. And I just want to I might want to say that there is a thing going on TikTok. If you want to just get your pen and paper out there, it's called Stalkers Canada. Okay? So this is not like Stalkers America or Stalkers Europe or whatever. This is Stalkers Canada. And for however many million people we have here, there is an abundance of these criminal minds and PEDOS out there. So, follow it, identify with it, because they are they're the enemy. Okay? How you doing? Yes, welcome. UK is in the house. How you doing, Elaine? How you doing, Julia? And Patrick? Hey, Viv. How things going? Yeah. It's psychological information war. Well, it's basically it's a battle for your consciousness. I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can. It's always been it's always been a war for your consciousness. It's a war for your soul. This is why, we're basically split down the middle from the dark souls and the light souls. That's what's happening right now. I just want to get into a little bit of money because I got to get through all this. I could have left it to the last, but I think, whatever. I'm just going to pound through it, and there is no chronological, in order here. It's all whatever I have marked down. Now the quantum vaults are full. Okay, so they're ready to go whenever they want to do a release. Tier 4B is in position. Now this is, let me just see. We must, at this point, if you have any following Jesus' rules, we must forgive everybody. Everybody and anybody that has ever harmed you, hurt you emotionally, physically, we have to forgive. They're stolen off of you. We must forgive everybody because you got to let it go. Otherwise, your soul and your body and your mind will never be free. Okay? So just repent. Just let everything go and be happy. Okay? Yes, exactly. His speech was great and it was powerful, but all he was doing he was ensuring and letting the American people know, and everybody that was in America, which is 36 different countries inside of America, that we are starting the healing process with Jesus Christ with God in the White House. It's not, we're not leaving the Nephilim and all the serpents and all their the serpents and all their statues. It's all coming down. Anything to do with the serpent and all the churches that represented the serpents, it's all coming down, right? This is the biggest move that's happening right now, and we're seeing this and we're witnessing this around the world with all these catastrophic events with the earthquakes and with the volcanoes, which haven't even started yet. But there is going to be a ring of fire, and if this planet is to hang on, we have to bring faith and not have any fear, as long as you are with God, because the rest that do not want to be anything part of God, they've already been, they've picked their lane, and they're already possessed, and they will ultimately disappear. This is called a purge. Okay? There's a worldwide dragnet going on right now for all the dirty money and corruption and stolen money that was taken from you, the righteous. It's all being a huge dragnet, and it's continuing. And those responsible are being incarcerated. Okay? I'm doing this. We have many podcasters out there, but only a few that are not. They're shooting. They're giving out the good information, but a lot of them have handlers. There's a very, very few of them that are still talking. We had a lot that went into an NDA and they had to actually go off because then they were under strict military NDA based on the information they were getting. And that's basically what's happening there. So, but, we're going to see a lot of things happening. And, it's, the things that I've come across is I can't even put on this podcast. I just want to make a quick note. If you think that all the prisons out there that are being, filled up right now are just on this beautiful planet, no, they're up there too. Okay. Just so you know. At 10 p.m. on the 4th of July, I guess it was, the news came on as I walked by and I seen EBS pop up, and it was tone. Yeah, it was taken down in a second. Yeah, and they put it up there just to throw it out there for the people that, like yourself, that have good intuition. And you're sharp. You're seeing things that most of the population would never see. So thank you very much for that observation. Grand Rising to you. Grand Rising. Yep. Thank you. How you doing, Lena? How you doing, Tennessee? Alistair? How you doing, Heidi? And Clay and Billie Jean, how are you? Yeah, he mentioned John. Yeah, he's working behind the scenes. Yep, we're in a battle. We're in a war, and it's biblical. We got truth. We got God. We got righteousness on our side. All they did behind the scene, yeah. Well, we're not going to expect, large amounts of grandeur money coming out and all this stuff. It's going to be done. You're going to get paid covertly. There is going to be an EBS that happens, and I'm going to get into it because I haven't even started with my notes. Yes. The reason why there is, stuff that is off or out there is because the Patriots had to take the whistleblowers and the very, very important people out of the reach of the cabal. And because they're everywhere. We've had, they've had control of this planet and us and this open air prison, and we in it for thousands and thousands of years, and it's all coming down. This ain't going to be easy, but we have to look at the reality things. We're not going to get this thing cleaned up in 5, 6, 7 years. This is a process, and you got to pick a lane. You are all patriots out there. You are all you've set your deposition, in stone based on your faith. Okay? Just keep your faith. Have no fear, and we will all get through this. So, I want to thank Joan. one of the tribe digital warriors, as I call her, uh, she took down Big Daddy on Facebook. She single-handedly took down Big Daddy on Facebook, and I want to tip my hat to her and say thank you very much, Joan, for what you did, because that was a big hit. That was that put a hot dagger in their eye, and of course, Big Daddy's not going to be allowed now. Whether or not they do some other sneaky thing, who knows? But at least they know that we're fighting back, and I want to thank all the digital warriors out there for the things that they do. It's greatly needed because we're in it now. See, the people that are out there that you may say that they're okay, they're just my family, they just don't know what's going on, but really, when you think about it, the sleepers, NPCs, whatever you want to call them, they're definitely not on the same page as you. They, when the lockdown came in 2020, all the separation came, they didn't care, did they? No. When the jab was laid out and everybody said, come in there, line up and get all these things, all the cocktail, they didn't care. When they took their kids down and they had them do this to their children, they didn't care, did they? They don't care. High fuel prices, no, they don't care. Attacks on people that were trying to sound the alarm, or all the fighting and the 6-foot separation and high, the food costs, they don't care. As long as they have their credit cards and are able to take their boats out on the weekend or fly wherever they have to fly to, they don't care. Give me 5 or 6 of, pokies, just so I can get on that plane and fly to Italy or fly to wherever they're going to. They don't care. And that's what I'm saying. But I'll tell you one thing that they're going to care about is when the banks shut down and their credit cards are doesn't work, their lines of credit won't work, their mortgages, nothing is going to work anymore, and they will have no money. We'll see if they care then. That is when the rubber is going to hit the road. And that's where you're going to see the real insanity come out. Because you're going to see a freak show. You're going to see a freak show that I have no words to put it into context. Right. This is a worldwide war. Okay? And it's going to be very disastrous. And I'm not talking just the spiritual or the physical or whatever. This is going to be monumental. I shouldn't say physical. This is going to be, let's say, earth moving. Okay? It's going to be earth moving. I'm going to tell you, like I said, with everything that's going on right now, now there's a thing going on in Canada right now. And I just have to say, because there's a thing going on in Canada right now that if you're a landowner, especially in BC right now, they are negotiating your property, maybe or maybe not, in court with unelected investors, natives, Indigenous, and you're not allowed to go in there to defend your land that you've been paying taxes on, you've been paying mortgages on. And this is the assault that's happening in Canada right now. Now, when I sold everything off in 2012, I never thought in my wildest dreams it would ever get to this, where they were actually having the governments come in and take land that people paid on their whole life. and maybe handed down from generation to generation, it's all under threat right now. This is what's going on in British Columbia, but this is going to be Canada-wide. So what I would do, and what I've been maintaining to do, sell it. Sell it all. Take whatever you can get out of it, and screw the enemy, whoever it is, whatever, right? People are worried about things. I mean, you're either going to lose it through the banks, the mortgages that's happening, or the taxes, because they're going to they want the land, right? And until we have the military, military is the only way, or a divine intervention, okay? This is going to continue. And I just feel very, very sorry for a lot of people that are having to deal with this. I'm not here fear mongering. I'm just here to state the facts that this is what's going on. If your property, based on the registration that you've put onto your property, is going into court, and you're not even to be there in court, you're not even allowed in the door to defend your property, then there's something seriously wrong. This is a land takeover by the Nephilims. And it's called DRIPPA, DRIPPA. This is what they're using, whatever made up BS that they've made up. They're using that to basically seize land. So there is no, that's why I got rid of everything in 2012, and I still lost money back then. Well, I mean, that's a story for another day. But they have all Canadians and Canadian landowners are under attack by foreign corporations orchestrated by the crazy lunatic premiers. So they're being paid off. And then people get upset and they'll remove the premier, and then they'll just insert another idiot. We're under full attack right now. We're under attack, yeah. Yes, all you hear is mass arrests, and that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. Well, I know what you're saying, Matt. Just rip the Band-Aid. That's what he's doing. He's ripping the Band-Aid off. People got to see that there's a kinetic. It has gone kinetic, and it's going to get worse. Wars don't just start by first you got to, declare, which Trump just did. He just declared war on communism. So, everybody, Idaho is declaring war on the PEDOs. They're lining them up, and they even have volunteers. They've got invitation out there, and there's a list of signed on patriots in Idaho, from Idaho, that are signing up for volunteering to be part of the firing squad. Because, the police are busy, prisons are busy, military's busy, whatever. So this is what, you can see how this is all coming together? Yeah, I can. So, yeah, to answer your question, Matt, the Band-Aid's being ripped off right now. How you doing, Dino? Hey, Lester. Good morning to you. Hey, Trevor. Yep. How you doing, Heidi? Trevor, yep. How you doing, Kathleen? Or Kathleen, sorry. From Rochester, New York. Good to see you. How you doing, Patrick? Again. Good morning from Newfoundland. Yep. Hello from Texas. Grand Rising. When the time is right, you shall know you are, yes, well, these are big statements, and like I says, I don't want to announce these big statements out there. It's just that we have to have put our faith and have no fear for what is about to happen. Okay? We just get close to God. Let's just get close to God. Okay, bring on the light. Yeah, well, we are bringing on the light right now. We waited for Trump's speech, and he didn't say much. Yes, but he did say much. You're not listening what he was saying. He put declaration and everything that you think. He's not going to announce that there's, he's gone into all these, hidden bunkers and everything else, and recovered and seized, tons and tons of gold. It's not going to happen that way. And I'm going to try to get all through this, and hopefully by the end of our podcast here, everybody out there who is listening, who has any interest in what I'm saying, will feel better after what we have to say through this session, right? How you doing from Dundee, Scotland? Yeah. Everything's been orchestrated right now. I mean, Canada's under attack. We're all under attack. The whole world's under attack by the evil ones. Okay, and you can see it coming out, right? They want war. They want unrest. They want protests. They want fights, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it. It's coming. Yeah, and like I said, many landowners don't even know that their property's in court right now, which is that's very disturbing. What the governments fear the most, and this is what they're fearing right now, and this is, and I had to bring this up to everybody's attention right now because this is exactly what the governments do fear the most. And this is for men and women, okay? This is not just for men. It's for the men and women out there. And anybody who's awake to this. It's the ones that cannot be contacted, for one. If you drop your phone number, they can't contact you. You can have an email. You can have Facebook with Messenger on it. You can have Telegram that has Messenger. You can have face-to-face. There's a new one out there called Zangi. Has your own number on that. You have your own special number, so you don't need a number to have that number. And then you can just say, just call me on ZANGI, and then you get a number. Okay. There's that one. There's Signal. There's all kinds of them, but the government relies on the fact is that you got a phone number. If you want a phone number, have a landline, okay, in your house, and just rip the bell off of it. And then at least, you can use that phone number if you have to phone somebody on a landline. But I don't even see the concept there. Different religions, well, we're going to get into that. Different religions were created to cause division, absolutely. And just got this in my spirit just now. Yes, absolutely. Well, your spirit is talking to you, and you say, your spirit is right. What are you? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's on you. How you doing, Leo? So, I just want to say what governments fear the most, okay, are the ones that cannot be contacted, okay? It's the ones that cannot be controlled, okay? The ones that don't pay their mortgages, the ones that fight back into their courts and say, hey, it's illegal practice, it's predatory lending, and even the taxes are illegal. If you fight back, that's really upsetting the courts. And the courts are piling up. The court, what used to take maybe 6 months before might take up to 2 years now. So go ahead and file your grievances. Yeah. How you doing, Tabitha? Hey, Ken Tate. Good to see you. Hello from Neil in Buxton, England. And now it's the one that never pays taxes. The ones that collect, okay? The ones that collects, I'm sorry. Okay, so the ones that collect the taxes, right? They expect you, if you got your own company or whatever, why should you be the one to file your GST, PST, and collect off the people? Why do you even have a GST or PST number? Why are you collecting taxes for the government? You're just, you're I don't want to go there, but I'm just saying, the more you submit to all this and the more you do is the more the more this is going to get dragged out. The whole system is coming down. Okay. It's all going to come down. And we're talking just what the executive orders and the military and everything that's on this planet, what man is doing by bringing down the old cabal system. It's all going to come down. Why are you contributing to it? The IRS is dead. The CRA is dead. You have rogue operators being told by their illegal governments that were self-appointed. We haven't had an honest election in Canada in the history of Canada. There's never been an honest election. Never. So why are we conforming? Why are we bending over? Okay? Stop paying taxes. The one that will never trade their freedom, and they're trying to do that. They're trying to make you pay and lose your freedom. You don't even know it because, you think you have freedom. But every day you wake up in the morning and you got to go to work to pay bills for them. Does that even make sense? No. You patriots that are out there that are assimilating to this, you're not sheep. You're the wolves. And you're looking at the sheep. All the sheep that's out there, you're trying to wake them up. And there's going to be many, many sheep that get led to the slaughterhouse in this. I've been saying it for years. Myself, I'm here to let everybody know that this is what's coming down the pipe. Call it fear-mongering, whatever you want to call it. I call it reality. And this is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any changes. I'm seeing the real ugliness of the evil possessed controllers out there fighting tooth and nail because they're fighting for their lives, right? We are the wolves. Remember that. You can never trap a man or a woman that is mentally free in their mind. Now we have to work on the physical end of it and get you out of the you can still keep all your cabal IDs. You want to play in the matrix, that's fine, but you need to realize that for every operation that you're doing inside the matrix, that thing is about to crash. It's all about to come down. Okay. Again, now, when you, let me just see here. Yeah, I got a bit of a joke here, and I heard it yesterday. I kind of had to laugh at it. I says, when I'm trying to be myself, all they do is they put me back on medication. And that's basically it. There's a bit of a joke to this, but I mean, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're not allowing you to be yourself. And that's why they're feeding you all this medication all the time. Okay, so all elementary, secondary schools, high schools, colleges, universities, degrees already competed or already finished, and you've got these PhDs or whatever you got, doctors and nurses, is absolutely useless. Okay? Let me repeat that. Everything in the education system is what you're going through or what you're putting your kids through right now, and what you're paying on for the universities is going to be worthless diplomas this time next year. Okay? The house that you're living in that you probably owe $200,000-300,000 on, you stay in the house, fine. Make your payments, that's fine. You're going to get it back on the interest only. But you'll still have a house when this whole thing finishes, or when it ends. And you will not have any mortgage, and you will not have any taxes. So, and then of course, when this whole thing crashes, and it will, it'll be, and inside whenever Trump decides to, ignite the candles and cause or announce the EBS, the lockdown, and then he will disappear, because it's not about him anymore. He's going to disappear. How, whatever, I don't know. And then everybody out there will think the cabal won, the evil ones have won, and they're going to be dancing in the street, doing whatever they're doing. But you think about how many people, okay, when you think about the 4th of July and how all and I'm going to call them the Nephilims, okay, when all the Nephilims out there was announcing all over their airwaves and their podcasts and everything else that nobody's going to show up for the 4th of July out at the Rocks, okay, where so, and then of course back in the White House area, the NDC or whatever, and the parades and everything else, nobody's going to show up. And what happened? Millions and millions and millions have showed up. Okay? So that alone was to show the world how many patriots are in the movement. Okay? So Trump will declare, and he has declared, war on communism. It's a holy war. Okay? The time of burying your head in the sand is over. You have to pick a side. And I know the patriots, I know you patriots have, and you have to declare, and that's why I said go out there and get some cards made up with your name, your single one name only, your ID, or your communication, or, you want to put your email down there, and maybe the country that you're from. You can put a big Canadian flag behind it, or American flag, or Canadian American flag, whatever you want. Design it your own way, and then you can pass them out as you want to be identified, okay? We are walking away from the old matrix. That's what we're doing. We're not listening. Babylon is falling, okay? Okay, communism is a cancer, and it has to be cut out. And that's exactly what Trump had said. Trump said that. It's got to be cut out. And I was understood very, very clearly by what it came from him. Yes, it's Christ consciousness that we seek. And we have to identify the things that are about to happen. It's not fear-mongering. It's biblical. It's in the scriptures. Okay? It's all laid out in the scripture. They stole the book of Enoch, and it was laid out in the book of Enoch how much Satan was a loser, and all the stupid things that they did and how they defeated him. I mean, it's and the Gregorian calendar is just a big lie. Okay, we are on the Julian calendar, which is, was designed for the righteous, not for the evil. The evil tried to put their own calendar in, which was the Kedgorian. Babylon is going to fall. This is the great awakening that's happening right now. You're waking yourself up. That is about what is about to happen. And we all have to prepare for that. That's why I've been saying, and I've been maintaining, get your food, get your water, get all your cash, keep small accounts, bank accounts, that's fine. But, start thinking and start to be your own bank and your own operator. Start living off the grid. Start living out of the matrix. Don't be dependent. If you live in the city, stock up. If you live in the country, you're probably doing just fine. The Great Awakening is happening, and is tied to the, and it was all tied to the 4th of July. He announced the Great Awakening by announcing the things that he announced. And he's put all the Nephilims on notice that are walking amongst us throughout North and South America. They're going to clean up, and they're vicious, they're controllers, and they will, they're going to get a really big shot of reality very, very quick. Hey, Shep 420, how are things going? How you doing, Angela? Hey, you doing, Ace? Pat? Yeah, how you doing, Patrick? I heard that a lot. That seemed like he was backing up the corporation. No, there's a corporation. I mean, this is mental gymnastics that's going on right now, and your mind has to be working on 5 different levels in order to understand the whole concept. When he's saying nice things about things and about people, damn well he's and they're the enemy. Okay, he has to show that perception. He's not going to come out and say, "Hey, you're an evil Satan corporation, and we're going to take you down." He cannot do that. Okay, you can't bring down that whole system. Okay, the way we want it to, because he's still trying to, rebuild the Americas. He's trying to rebuild it by plucking out, taking all the rotten fruit off of this tree so the tree will grow better. But you can't chop the whole tree down, right? You got to just go in there and pluck all the rotten apples off of it so they don't contaminate. And trust me, they have been contaminating, the rest of the tree of life for thousands of years. So, do you think that God was with us when we were destroying creation, when we were destroying the earth, when we were allowing these satanic symbolisms and doing, trafficking of little ones and everything out there? You think God was with us? We were living in Babylon. We are living in Babylon now. Babylon is getting cleaned up. That's what's happening right now. How to file grievances with the bank or anything? You go to your courthouse. You ask for an affidavit. And anybody that's got a bill against you is predatory lending. Any taxes or any bills that you got, these are all grievances, and you put it all down there. You make copies of everything, and then you file that mortgages and all this interest and everything else is not what you signed on. All that fine print that was in the mortgages, you never signed on to that. That was they did not explain it to you properly, which automatically drops that into predatory lending. File it, and then get as many copies as you can, and then send those copies back to the bank, the tax department, whatever you're doing. And that once that's been filed, you will shut your whole operation and how they're trying to grab your money through bills and everything else, they'll shut them right down. Okay. Good morning from New York. How you doing? I've been back here in Canada since February. Okay. As you can see, I have no phone. I mean, you don't hear phones ringing, do you? Have you ever seen a phone ring on my podcast? No, you never will, because I don't have a number. It's very peaceful, right? You should try. You should all try it. How you doing, Marion? How you doing, Lisa? Or Isa? Yeah. Life Flow. Earthkeeper, how are you? Just listen, buddy. He repeats a lot of new, whatever. Comers? Oh, I have to repeat it. Yes, because there's a lot of newcomers. Yes. And people are asking me questions. I'm doing my very best. Yeah. Because people ask me, right? How you doing, Carrie? Yeah. That's why I'm on for 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours every day, or most days, because, we're getting a lot of good followers. People are assimilating to what we're trying to get across. Yes. Of the fireworks, I mean. Oh, I see. Okay. How you doing, Melinda? Good to see you. Hey, True Seeker. Angel 007. Yep. Yes, we have. TikTok they're shadow banning me. They're keeping it all suppressed. They only say I only got I'm under 20,000 people, but I know that we're well over 100,000. Excuse me. How you doing, Heidi? Keep everything capital letters. Thank you very much. How you doing? Grand Rising from Ottawa. You're in the demilitarized zone, right down the center of the war. Yep. Any information coming out of Ottawa or about Ottawa, just send it forward to us. How you doing, Amsterdam? The system is crumbling, and as we can see it. Thank you very much. Appreciate that comment. Babylon's dying. Okay, and I'm going to get into some biblical stuff here, but I'm not reading from, man-made hidden Bibles. Okay, I'm getting it through people like Bo Pony and other people of faith. Good morning. Yes, welcome. How you doing, Lumera? Shazam, yeah. Yes, he did. He mentioned John. Yeah, he's working in the. He's got his war room. He's working out of. He's fighting. I mean, we're fighting the good Jesus bloodline against the Nephilim bloodline, and I'm not going to go down that road too much. It's just that that's what's happening right now. It all has to come down before the changes can be taken place. Exactly. How you doing, Netherlands? Good to see you. 250 years of slavery. Yes. Well, the America's lost 125 years was stolen. Okay, out of the 250 years. Okay, from 1776, and it got stolen. So half of it has been stolen by the cabal. How you doing, Wendy? Yes. Thank you. I'm free as a bird. That's good. That's all we need. That's all you can expect. If you're free as a bird, you've done your work. You are a good soldier. A soldier of God. 52% income tax in the Netherlands. Why are you paying it? Like sell your house. Go rent whatever you want to do and get rid of it. Get rid of because you are basically committing, a struggle for yourself, but you're also paying into the system that is financing the enemy, the very people that are trying to unalive you, with this, right? And they're going to try it again and again and again and again. The only thing that you can do, or the only thing that we can do to deal with these evil ones, is make them disappear. Say bye-bye. Okay. Okay. Now, see, I know everybody out there, the Patriots, Starseeds, Lightworkers. I know our faith is being tested right now. But this is where we really have to put the armor of God on right now and see our way through this. I'm flying, like, I'm in a very, very protected piece of area of the world. You know, I mean, you can't get more protected than the Rocky Mountains, okay? But I am going to leave my comfort zone and fly to the Philippines. Okay? Because that's where my second home is, that's where my family is. And I have to be there to protect them for whatever's going to happen. Now, there's going to be a lot of activity between now or the 17th that is coming. So that's 717. Okay? And I'm not going to put any, gematria in here or anything. I'm just going to say, but it does say 717 is going to be the start of the purging. Okay? And it's going to go probably till around August the 2nd. So expect a lot of biblical events to happen. Okay? Now, the 4M prophecy that comes from the Bible, and that basically the wicked will be no more, and millions that have a Nephilim bloodline, which they, this is the whole reason. And you're going to ask me what a Nephilim was. Okay, and let me explain what the Nephilims were, based on my study and what I kind of understand. The Nephilims were giants that were produced from women. They came out as babies, large babies, but they were beautiful little faces that, they looked like babies. But as they grew very fast, very large, and their faces started to change. Okay? And from what I understand through the scripture, they grew to walk the land. They were up to 450 feet high. They were giants. And they cleaned out all the grain fields. They cleaned everything up. Everybody that had farms or whatever, their food intake basically turned lands into wasteland. And then they went, when they didn't have no more food, they went after the people. It's all in the scripture. And I'm just, hear me out, because I'm going to start putting some things together that'll make you go, At that point, the only way that everything could have been purged, okay, was the intervention of God. And this brings it to these times where he had to purge everything. How many floods were there? I don't know. How many, when it gets that bad, how many, floods were there? How many good people were on the planet? So, that being said, they had to do, and he had to basically wipe out the Nephilim in order to save, God's people. Okay? And he gave them forewarning to God's people. But even though he made them disappear, however he did, their spirits, or, still was around. There's a spiritual, they had a, and this is why we see the events that are happening, spiritually, on the dark side, because they still, they got into people that were depressed and low vibration, and add alcohol and drugs to it, and they're basically their spirits and souls have been taken over. And this goes on generation after generation after generation, and all you have to do is throw some NAZIs into the mix and their socialist fascist programs. I mean, it turns into a big quagmire. Okay, all that's going to get cleaned up, and that's why I say, as what Bo Pony says out of his scripture, millions will die. Now, who knows, right? But when they do, and all those rich people that had, castles and guards and armies and all that, that's all going to go away. And the meek, the little ones, the meek, the faithful, the righteous will inherit the land that was intended for you to, begin with. Okay? And it'll be, and that's what we're calling the great wealth transfer. That's what's going to happen. The money is a secondary thing. And I know that there's going to be some wealth transfer and stuff like this. The change, what I'm seeing as my vision, is absolutely staggering. It's absolutely staggering that all the people that are all mixed up through the world. I mean, you know how much has to be unraveled? This is like a big ball of sheep yarn, okay? The wool. The whole thing has to be unraveled. I mean, you know how many layers and how mixed up and over-raveled and twisted they are? Everything has to be unraveled. People that live here, that have birth certificate, and everything on this planet, financially, and I'm going to repeat this again and again, is everything is hinged off of your birth certificate. Everything. If you don't have a birth certificate, you're going to still be fine, but they're not going to get to you right away. They're taking everything off of your birth certificate. Okay? And if you were born, wherever you were born, you could be born in the Congo, Central Africa. You're going to have to go back to collect your money. And it's not some kind of universal income. It's not. It's reparations that was owed to you based on the amount of asset that was stolen from you from your country. Okay? Because it all has to be unraveled. As long as your country has a bank, any kind of bank, whatever it may be, and you have a hospital there, and you were born there, you see where this is going? We have people, this multicultural, people, we all have red blood, but we all have different skin. Some have black eyes, blue eyes, green eyes. All this is, we have been mixed up. Interracial, whatever you want to call it. And it's all got to be unraveled. That's what's happening right now. So first point of the operation, in order get the finances in order, would be to have everybody that was born in their country of origin go back so they can collect their money, and you'll be getting a nice sum because you'll be able to buy a house or, build something off your family or whatever is going to be happening there. You can do that. My situation is no different than anybody else. Am I going to be allowed to stay in the Philippines? I've got my, my family's there and everything else. Who knows, right? I don't know. My future is just as obscure as everybody else's is, right? Okay. Now, it's like I said before, it's the Nephilim possessed people that are in the book of Enoch. And this is why they hidden the book of Enoch from you, to get the real story behind everything. of where it was, because if you know history, history past proves future, future proves past. Okay, so explain to me. They also explain in like I said before, they also explain in the book of Enoch, how Satan was such a loser. Okay, and God destroyed the Nephilim back then, and he's ready to do it again. This is what's happening at the Great Flood. Okay. Now, the Nephilims are no different than what Pharaoh was. Now, let me get into this. The great parting of the sea, okay? And I'm going to play into this a little bit. This is not no Bible study or anything. But it was never excavated. It was never really challenged and to reveal to basically to humanity. They always tried to keep it covered up. Now, the proof is in the pudding. The splitting of the Red Sea, okay, was 1.5 miles wide. Okay, that's a full 1.5 miles wide where the ocean or the sea split, and God's people were able to walk through there on land through there, and Pharaoh, which is now being discovered through diving teams and everybody out there, because in that area where it was controlled by the dark fleets or governments or whatever you want to call it, they were never allowed to take ships out there or boats or whatever they were doing and dive down there and do any decent archaeological finds or anything else. What they have found is a massive debris fields of 5-spoke chariot wheels, remains of horse bones, people bones, all kinds of stuff. And the chariots only had 5 spokes. That was inflicted or, depicted only in ancient Egypt times, that they were the only ones that had that type of wheel. It's a massive debris field that's down there. Pharaoh was the head of that, and he sent his whole army to destroy the 1.5 million of God's people. But that's where God intervened. Okay, now it's proven now, and we're going to get this proof that actually Jesus Christ did walk this earth at one time, and Moses did part. He got the power to part that sea. How else would they have gotten in there? Right? Half the world is divided. And that's why we have what's going on right now. And the truth is slowly coming out. Okay? And you're going to see that, and I'm going to make a statement here, and before I make the statement, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I'm going to say that all religions are going to come down. So this is half the world is divided, and what is going to happen, the righteous half is going to be unified. Okay, and God doesn't have to prove himself. He already proved himself by beating evil when he was on the cross. Okay, because it wasn't at that time, that the moment that Jesus Christ had died, through the suffering and the torture that he had to go through, the evil people then thought they had won until he rose 3 days later. And this is exactly what's going to happen again. When Trump leaves, the evil will think that they won. And then, in time, and what is going to happen with this intervention, it will be the righteous that take claim to this beautiful world we live in. Okay? The Julian calendar, okay, which is the calendar that we need to follow, okay, will show how things are going to start unfolding. There will be a martial law, and Trump will leave, and it will look like evil has won. Okay? And like I said, what happened when Jesus had died on the cross? Evil thought it won. Okay? Until he was resurrected, I guess. Came out, there's a story that's there, and I'm not going to get too far into it, because I don't want to, just be talking about this, but we're going to see a failure and, of this whole thing, but then it's going to be all recovered, okay? And like I said before, July 17th is 717, and that is the time that things are going to start happening, okay, up to August 7th. The earth is going to erupt. There's going to be a lot of things happening. They will never admit, the Nephilim will never admit that what had happened in history through the powers and the divine powers of God, they'll never admit that. And that's what they're doing right now. You can go, if you got a guy that has a MAGA hat on and he gets thrown out of a bar, all you have to do is say, "You're not serving me because I got this MAGA hat on?" And they'll say, "No, we don't want MAGA people in here." You'll say, "Do you believe in Jesus?" They'll say, "No, we don't." That is their declaration. And that's exactly what's happening right now. The evil ones will claim victory for what is about to happen. And when they start disappearing, okay, they're going to blame it on the alien invasion. That's what they're going to blame it on, which couldn't be further from the truth, because they do not recognize in their simple minds that there actually is a divine power out there. That's what I'm telling you. So, do you think that these powers of Babylon wanted humanity to know of God and God's divine intervention? No, they didn't. But when we have evidence now, it did happen, and the evidence is very, very clear. And there's going to be more evidence, not just because of the Red Sea or many other things that happened around the world at that particular time. Okay? The evil has been gone back way before that. Look at the pyramids and look what happened on there and what was going on there. All this is all going to be coming out in the wash very, very soon, right? It's all going to be coming out in the wash. So what we have to do is keep our faith on what's happening, right? Keep our faith. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions here now. Your device is overheating and may affect your streaming. Okay. I don't think mine is because it's not warm enough in here. Try pausing and charging and cooling it. Yeah, well, they're doing, this is what TikTok's saying. Yeah, you see what I mean? I don't see any overheating here, I can drop that charge off. Yeah. Questions in capital. Thank you. Faith over fear, you betcha. It's extremely important that we, you know, talk to ourselves a lot. Yeah. I was really hoping Nasser Jacera would pop off on the 4th of July. I don't, like, sure, it's great, but it is popping off. You know, the things that are going on in this world right now, I have to really get the Clarity Act going here, because nothing's going to be, you're not going to see anything happening until you see it maybe physically happening in your account or whatever is happening. You're not going to get a memo or a public announcement of anything good that's going to happen, because we're being, half the world is possessed. Okay? We have to keep it within themselves. This is not some kind of a worldwide announcement saying, oh, it's Nasser Jacera happening now, we've officially got it done. You have to rely on your faith and the people that are doing the digging and all the hard work out there trying to uncover this stuff that is being announced through covert operations. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Just trust in God, trust in yourself, and things will work out fine. I love this country. I just want to live a peaceful life with my grandchildren, to have a good life. Well, yes, don't we all? I mean, but we've allowed this to fester itself for thousands of years, and now we're fighting back. So if you think the old world is what you wanted, the peace and love, it never was. It was never yours to enjoy. Okay, if you want to live in a peaceful life, pack your stuff and then go live off grid, out in the bush. There's lots of room in Canada. You could probably put the whole world inside Canada, and there'd still be lots of room. I'm telling you that. That's the truth. Okay, so this is, yeah. Yes. How you doing, Luce? What's the deal on CERN? Well, I believe CERN has to be shut down because it has controlling tentacles through the financial systems around the world. And if you cut off the tentacles, it shuts down the whole system. So knowing that happened, it's just a matter of time, days, before the EBS happens. Everything is event driven. It's not some certain day, but I'm just saying everything is event driven. And it might not be on the, particular moment that you want it to be. But I see myself, as a watchman, as a patriot watchman, I see a lot of really, really good things happening. I'm very, very happy about how we're taking control at neck break speed. We are. Hey, Becca. Yeah. You can kill parasites just by stop eating. If you want to do something, good for yourself and start if you got constipation and, every time you eat something, you bloat your gut, this is what you use. Cloves and cinnamon stick. You don't put anything else in there. Just put it in a big jar, fill it up with water, and leave it on the counter. And then when it starts looking like a tea, start sipping out of it. And don't go more than 30 feet away from a toilet. I'm telling you. Because if you are not used to it, and you got parasite buildup in your body, you'll have a parasite explosion. For me, this is the way it worked for me. I tried it all. Ivermectin, all these other. I've stopped all of the other stuff. I'm even off of magnesium right now because I just, I sleep good, and I'm fine, right? If you feel good, then things are good, right? How you doing, Sean? I'm doing great, as I just mentioned. Yeah. There will be videos of this live. Of course, you got the cabal out there. They're going to be making copies of things, and they're going to be probably putting them on YouTube. I have already posted my, what do you call it? My pages on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. I've only got those that are on there. Yeah. Can you see my comments? Well, yes, I can. I just can't see your name. Are you trying to make a comment? Put it out right now, and I'll try to read it if I've missed it. Sorry. Tried it with my dog, and a lot of parasites came out. There you go. Is that with the cloves? Now you could take the cloves and put the water mix in with your dog food or cat food or whatever you got, and they'll eat it up, and that'll clean out their parasites. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate the block. Yeah. How you doing, Juliet? Yes. Yeah. Big hello for Juliet. Everything is event driven. Thank you very much. But aren't the white hats controlling the events? Yes, they are. Yep. Yeah, they're doing the events, and everything's being played out. This is a drip fed process because so many sleepers. I mean, listen, if we lose half the world, okay, and the sleepers don't wake up and they lose their mind and they end up, falling apart mentally, physically, whatever, we lose. God wants to bring as many people over as possible because it'll be a stronger humanity when things do, and this is, I mean, we're doing things in steps. First we're, doing all these things by these event-driven things that are waking up, many, many people. And I can honestly assure everybody that there are thousands and thousands of people waking up every day. So they're going to try to, drag this thing out, keep it drip fed, and it'll get to a point when the banks start shutting everything down and the EBS comes down. That's going to be just another level of the Great Awakening to bring people into the righteousness. Okay. Is the USA? No, yeah. The America, yeah. Is the true Israel? Well, we'll soon find out. But I believe that there's been a lot of controlling factor inside the United States for many, many years. But the truth will always come out in the end. The truth is always going to come out, and lies will fade away. They'll die, along with, yeah. Okay, let's talk about, yes, we're having a lovely summer right now, but this is going to be, based on my understanding and research, it's going to be one of the hottest summers on record that's coming. And I believe this is divine intervention as well. And that's going to purge. I mean, there's already tens of thousands. They're saying 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 in Europe right now. No, it's tens of thousands of people are dying because of the heat wave that's happening there. That's part of the purging. Millions. I mean, take a look at the thing that happened in outside Caracas, Venezuela. They still have well over 100,000 people missing. Absolutely, absolutely devastating. All the people and all the high rises, and that's why I'm saying, these high rises are a death trap, absolute death trap. And that's where I'm saying, I mean, why are we owning real estate when it's going to be, who knows, right? I think the people that are living in the RVs and doing the community thing, living like it was back in the flower children days and the flower child days and stuff like that, I think they're on the right track. They basically never left that 1960s mentality, and they're living out of their nice camper vans and stuff like that now. They can't be touched, and that's the government's biggest fear. Yes, we're going through birth pains. Mother Earth is delivering right now. Yeah. How you doing, Stargazer? Sorry. Hey, Jacob. Hey, Frank Papa. Yeah. How you doing, Mika? Johnny Cash and Elvis said years ago, we are the real Israel, and they could very well be. I'm not going to, certainly not going to argue with the great Johnny Cash or the great Elvis. They were very, very big influencers. The dragons are waking up. Yeah, well, the wolves are waking up too. And there are no World Cup games scheduled for the 17th. Isn't that interesting? And will there be a 19th? See, the 17th, there's something big happening there. I don't know. Event driven. My guess is as good as yours. Yep. Have a good day. Yes. Welcome, Pennsylvania. How you doing, Dino 17? Yeah. Hey, Randy. Yes, the Wolves are winning. We're fine. We're the digital warriors, digital wolves, or whatever you want to call us. We're the ones that are going to be leading the pack. No, I'm not under an NDA. That's why I'm able to say the things I'm doing. And I think we have enough people. I think there's enough followers on my podcast here. That's why they're not taking me down. Remember how I used to always get taken down? Well, I'm not getting taken down anymore. So it's because of you, the patriots out there that have, given me great support and love, that has kept this station going. And I never asked for money. I never have asked for money. I don't need anybody's money. Right? Okay, let's talk about silver a little bit. Silver, when the EBS comes, when Trump disappears, the crash is going to come. And that's when the crash comes, that's going to drive all the metals through the roof. Right now, they're trying to suppress it. I think Canadian or American-wise, I think they're at 62 something. Yeah, which is about $98 Canadian per ounce, which is still way undervalued. So if you have any money, go to your, your metals exchange centers, order it. You can, there's lots of ways of doing it. You just got to let your fingers do the walking through your internet. You'll get it figured out where the exchange places are. Yes, the cabal's driving everything down, and that's fine. But so is the white hats. The white hats are driving because they have to crash it all. Okay, the cabal is trying to stay alive with their central bank systems, but they got no more money left. They have basically purged themselves, and there's more and more people not involving by putting a lot of money in their accounts. Yes. Yeah, it's I think it's past, because you got to add $10 on it for a premium. You're not going to buy it for spot. Okay, so I mean, not that I would sell any, but I wouldn't sell anything for less than an ounce for less than $100 right now, Canadian. And because I know, but listen, it's going to be silver and gold and everything is going to be driven up by China, and it's going to be driven up by India. Those two alone are going to put the stuff parabolic. Also, the amount of gold that is, in storage right now that has been recovered, seized around the world and back in the Americans' hands, is only valued at $47 American per ounce for gold. So that isn't going to last. Everything's about to blast off. I blocked you last time when I added a comment. America no longer values free speech. I'm sorry if I did. I can't see. Yeah, well, they don't value. It's not that Americans don't value free speech. You can't be putting all the apples in one barrel. It's the evil ones that don't allow it. Those are the commies. The EBS will go off when it goes off. Credit cards will be wiped out. Yes. Well, it's not going to be wiped out. Nothing's going to work. You're not going to have your bank account that you can open the door and go in there and pull some money out. Doors going to be locked. Everything's going to shut down. And when the bank shut down, what's going to happen with everything else? You're not going to be able to use your card at the grocery store. You're not going to be using it at the gas station. You're certainly not going to be able to use it for the drive-through fast food places. They're all going to shut down. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Iraq leaders meet. Yes, it could be meeting Trump in D.C. on the 17th. I think that's going to be a big announcement that's happening there. And we all have to keep our eye on the dinar right now, Iraqi dinar, because that's going to springboard. That's going to trigger the first basket or many other foreign currencies around the planet. Case in point, Indonesian rupiah, Vietnamese dong, the Venezuelan bolivar. There might even be the North Korea or South Korean krone, Japanese yen. I wish I could get credit card. You just max it out. Well, that'd be but that's what I mean. Go apply. Go to any bank and apply. Nothing's going to. Yeah, it's all going to come down. Sorry about that. Colombian peso, I don't know where it's at right now, but I think that's going to be in the first basket as well. I just got sued for my credit card. Well, I just say to them, good luck. How can you? What are you gonna give your money up to them because they give you a nasty letter? Come on, you're fighting a war here. This is not. Yeah, stop being so compliant. You're being compliant to the enemy. Won't give credit cards to pensioners. Well, who cares, right? I know what you're saying. I'm a pensioner. I don't get credit cards. And you know what? That really is fine. But, I mean, you'd think you got the steady pension happening. Why would they not give it to you? Okay. How you doing, Rhonda? Silver's going to do just fine. Trump is meeting with Iraq on the 10th. Yeah, PM on the 10th. Yeah. What about the Canadian dollar? Well, it's going to disappear. We're going to be going under the treasury note, gold-backed treasury note. Yes, the Colombian peso. I think when I bought it was like 4,000 to 1, so it's a pretty good exchange. But I sold all that off. I guess I got what I need. It's getting more like North Korea in the UK. Well, I know it's the same as in Canada. We're fighting communism. Any idea what's going to happen with the credit score? Who cares? That's all part of the banks. What do you plan? You're gonna have a whole bunch of money coming into you. Why would you want to go borrow? JS report stated 15th dates are unreliable. Yes, I know what you're saying. There's a lot of stuff that's out there that people are still trying to rely on. That's unreliable, and they're getting frustrated. Stop sending your money to people that are asking for it. Why is everybody being so gullible? You can't help. They guarantee your pay. Well, that's against the law. You go to your. Listen to me. You go to your employer, okay, and you say, I've got to file, into court because the credit cards are predatory lending, okay? No matter what you signed or not signed, just say the contract has already been broken. You explain to him that, say, if you are following what the government is doing by guaranteeing my wages, then you're going to be an accessory to my lawsuit against the credit cards. So allow me to do this. This is my business, okay? It's my credit cards that they're trying to sue you on, and they're using you to hold my paycheck back. Now, if you don't want to be involved, just give me my full paycheck and ignore this illegal assault from the federal government, because the federal government has no power over your employer. Okay, just so you know that. Hey, Soul Logic. Hey, Kyle Cook. Listen, anybody's got a credit card, go blow it up and then burn it. Anybody that doesn't have a credit card, who cares, right? Keep going the way you are. Don't want to. This whole thing's about to come down. You're not going to need any credit card. You're not going to need anything. Eventually, what's going to happen? You're going to get rid of your healthcare card, because you're not going to need it, because healthcare will be free. You're not going to go into a hospital and get cut open. You're going to go into a med bed or a crystalline chamber and get free frequency healing with no side effects, no drugs. There won't be any drugs on the planet. Okay? The only time that you're going to have surgery or whatever is for broken bones. But I think eventually we're going to have such high technology, it'll even repair lost limbs, lost organs, and repair broken bones and put yourself back together. Just what you have seen and what everybody's seen in the movie Elysium. Yes. How you doing, Melissa? How you doing, well, man? I was just thinking about they would take it out of my bank. Well, why do you have a bank account? I don't get what's going on here. Well, why do you have any money in the bank? Well, you keep $200 or $300 in your bank. That's it. Why are you? It's like you're pulling your pants down and bending over the couch and letting them ram you. That's what you're doing. Everything out there is evil, and everything out there is against you. Okay? At the same time, if you're not responsible for your credit cards, don't apply for credit. Why is everybody asking for credit from a bank that's going to trying to destroy you? Why are you giving them money why are you using, as a deposit? Why are you letting people handle your money? That's like me taking my eggs from my chicken coop and putting it in front of the den of the fox. That's the same common logic. I cannot buy Zim bonds from the post office. Well, I know. You can find, there might be other ways of buying it, but it's coming to an end. Your ability to buy foreign currency is going to come to an end, because everything is being bought through the chain of the fiat currency, and all that's coming down. I feel it's so close. I feel these hairs on the back of my neck right now that we are just days away from this collapse. I unlocked them briefly when I am going to use just what I would do is Keep minimal amount of money in the bank, $200, just to keep your account open. And if you have to go pay a bill or whatever, just take the money in. I know it's an inconvenient, but you know what? Life is inconvenient right now. And you think it's going to be inconvenient now? Hang on. Don't hold your breath, because it's going to really, really get turned up here. They are statute bared. Okay, after 2 years from the date made last payment. Yeah, well, why are you even making your payments? Like, cut them off, change your number, whatever. Make it so difficult for them to try to collect money. It's your money, and it's been stolen from you. Needed one to save my dog's life. Lucky I have good friends. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, everybody's situation is different. But usually dogs are getting really, really sick, and they die because they got parasites in them. And if I would have known what I know now about my old dog or whatever, I would have been feeding her clove water in all her foods, and only keep her to and that would have wiped out the parasites in her. She could have got another couple of years. The name of here is Quebec. It's Yes, I know. Everybody's, it's all going to come to you. I mean, who are the people that are patient? I mean, it's, everybody that's involved in any kind of financial, central bank, credit unions, whatever, they're all tied together. I don't know. I don't know whether they're going to fold and capitulate it, or have they been capitulating. But I can tell you one thing. There is going to be a reckoning. There is like I said, there's a dragnet going on right now. Yeah. Yes, I see you. I haven't got your name. Is it Bertha? I can't see. How you doing, Joe? There is a dragnet going on around the world on the finance end of it, okay? And everything has to come down before it gets restructured. So, I have my, passport and, driver's license and, some, I don't own any credit cards, but I do have debit cards. Everything's in capital letters. But I don't hold anything, 2 accounts. I don't think I have anything more than $400 in each one, or $400 in both of them. 200 in each. When will the courts go down? As soon as the EBS hits. When the EBS hits, everything goes down. Everything's done. Finished. And, that's why I say we're so close to the EBS. Why are you so concerned about your debts? I would be more concerned about, getting your money out of the bank and going down and making sure you're getting yourself stocked up with food. That's what I'd be concerned about. Put surgery off for 19 months. Don't trust hospitals. Exactly. Don't trust them. I mean, if I don't know what your illness or what your problem is, praying for the med beds, and the med beds are out right now. But I would, honestly, I don't know if you're American or Canadian or whatever, but I would, if you got I don't know what your situation is, but I would certainly look at some other countries to get your surgery done if you can't wait. Philippines was one. Really good, top doctors there in the city. The McCarty Hospital, it's absolute beautiful. Free Palestine. Yeah, well, it's already free. You're watching a movie. Okay, thanks, Matt. Yeah, I got to run too. Yeah, stop financing the criminals. The banks are the criminals. Yeah. Okay. God bless everybody. Remember, do something very kind for somebody today. You don't have to be big. It doesn't have to be lots, but just try to do something kind that'll make you feel better, and it'll make them feel better.